Arizona Territory, 1882. The Apache Wars have raged for 3 decades. Blood has been answered with blood. Trust between the Apache people and white settlers has been shattered beyond repair, or so everyone believed. This is the story of one old man, one dying boy, and the moment when honor transcended hate. A weathered ranch house stands alone in the high desert. The land is beautiful but harsh, red rocks, sparse grass, endless sky. Jedediah Cooper, 82, white-haired, deeply lined face, works in his small garden. His movements are slow but purposeful. Despite his age, there's a stubborn vitality to him. His wife, Martha, 78, calls from the porch. "Martha, Jed, sun's going down. Come in before you work yourself into the grave." J.D., chuckling. "Been trying to do that for 20 years, Martha. Hasn't taken yet." Suddenly, his dog begins barking frantically. Jed straightens, hand instinctively moving toward the rifle by the fence. J.D. Suenteed. Quietly, "Hush now, boy." He sees something in the brush. Movement. His weathered eyes narrow. Jed approaches cautiously, rifle ready. What he finds stops him cold. An Apache boy, maybe 14 years old, lies bleeding in the dirt. He's been shot badly. The wound is in his abdomen. The boy's eyes are open, conscious but fading. There's no fear in them, only a kind of resigned acceptance. The boy tries to reach for his knife, but can't manage it. J.D., lowering his rifle, "Easy, son. Easy now." The boy's hand falls back. He looks at Jed with a mixture of wariness and confusion. Why isn't this old white man finishing him off? J.D. Suenteed. In broken, heavily accented Apache, "I help. No kill. Help." The boy's eyes widen slightly. The old man is speaking Apache, badly, but speaking it. Jed half carries, half drags the boy toward the house. Martha appears in the doorway, sees what's happening, and her face goes white. "Martha, Jed. What are you? That's an Apache. If his people find him here." J.D., firm but gentle. "He's a boy, Martha. Just a boy. Bleeding out. Martha, they'll think we shot him. They'll kill us both." J.D., "Maybe. But I'm not leaving a child to die in the dirt. I won't. Not after." He doesn't finish. Martha's face softens. She knows what he means. They lost their own son, Daniel, in an Apache raid 15 years ago. A boy about this age. Martha, quietly, relenting, "Bring him in. I'll heat water." Scene 4, the long night. Inside. Jed works by lamplight. His hands, gnarled with age, are surprisingly steady as he cleans the wound. The bullet went through, that's good. But there's damage. Lots of bleeding. The boy is delirious with pain and fever. He mutters in Apache. Jed understands some of it. Apache boy, in Apache, subtitled "Brother, where's my brother?" The soldiers, "They came so fast." Jed works methodically, cleaning, packing the wound with clean cloth, giving the boy water mixed with whiskey for the pain. J.D., in broken Apache, "Your brother, he alive?" The boy's eyes focus slightly. Apache boy, in Apache, "He ran. He got away. I fell." J.D., in English, knowing the boy probably doesn't understand. "You did good, son. You gave him time. That's what brothers do." Martha watches from the doorway, tears streaming down her face. She's thinking of Daniel. Around 3 a.m. Jed has fallen asleep in his chair, exhausted. Martha sits beside the bed where the Apache boy lies. She's embroidering, an old habit when she's anxious. The boy's eyes flutter open. He sees Martha. For a long moment, they just look at each other. Martha, softly, "You're still here. That's good. That's real good." The boy doesn't understand the words, but he understands the tone. Something in his face shifts, confusion, maybe the beginning of trust. Martha reaches over and places a cool cloth on his forehead. The boy flinches, but doesn't pull away. "Martha, Suenteed, I had a son once. He was about your age. He had dark hair like you. She trails off. The boy is watching her face intently. "I hope your mama gets to see you again," whispering. "I hope she gets what I didn't." First light. Jed is checking the boy's bandages. The bleeding has slowed. The fever has broken slightly. The boy might actually live. Then they hear it. The sound of horses. Many horses. Jed and Martha exchange a look. This is it. J.D. stay inside. Keep the boy comfortable. Martha Jed. J.D. Martha. I need you to do this. If they come in angry, you show them what we did. Show them we helped him. You hear me? She nods, terrified. Jed takes his rifle, not to use it, but because going out unarmed would look like suicide or a trick. He walks to the porch. What Jed sees stops his heart. The entire area around his small ranch is filled with Apache warriors. Not 100, not 500. It looks like 1,000. They sit on their horses, absolutely silent. The rising sun behind them creates an otherworldly silhouette. In front, slightly ahead of the others, a man who must be the boy's father. His face is a mask unreadable. Beside him, a younger warrior, the boy's brother, looking desperate and afraid. For a long moment, nobody moves. Nobody speaks. Then Jed does something that goes against every survival instinct. He sets down his rifle. On the porch, where he can't reach it. J.D. in broken Apache, speaking slowly. The boy, your boy, he lives. Inside. I help him. He bleeds but lives now. No response. The warriors remain perfectly still. J.D. so indeed. Continuing in Apache, I am old man. I have had son. Long ago. Boy like yours. He died. In war. He points to his heart. J.D. so indeed. In Apache, war take my son. I cannot, will not, let war take yours. Not while. I can help. The Apache father dismounts. Slowly. His hand is on his knife. Jed doesn't move. Doesn't reach for the rifle. If this is how he dies, so be it. The father walks forward. Each step feels like an eternity. He stops 3 feet from Jed. Studies the old man's face. Jed meets his eyes, not challenging, but not looking away either. Apache father, in English, which surprises Jed. You speak the language of the ND. Badly. But you speak it. Jedi, tried to learn. After my son. I wanted to understand. Apache father understand what? J.D. quietly why you fight. What you fight for. The Apache father's expression shifts slightly. Not softer, but something. Apache father, what did you learn? J.D. that you fight for the same things I would. For your children. For your land. For your people. The father studies him for another long moment. Apache father, show me my son. Inside. The boy is awake, weak but alert. When he sees his father, tears stream down his face, the first emotion we've seen from him. Apache boy and Apache father. The father kneels beside the bed. His hand touches his son's face with infinite gentleness. Then he examines the bandages, clean, well done. He looks at the old couple. Apache father to Jed, you did this? You healed him. J.D. we tried. I don't know if it's enough. The wound is bad. But he's strong. Your son is strong. The father looks at Martha, who's standing in the corner, clutching her shawl. Apache father to Martha, you helped? Martha, her voice shaking. He's someone's son. That's all that matters. Something cracks in the father's face. Just for a moment, we see the man beneath the warrior. Outside again. The sun is fully up now. The father walks out of the house and raises his hand. As one, the 1,000 Apache warriors dismount. Jed watches in confusion as they begin to settle in around the property. Not threatening. Not attacking. Just waiting. J.D. to the father, what were they doing? Apache father, my son lives because of you. While he heals, we guard. This is honor. J.D. but I don't, there's no need. Apache father, cutting him off. You showed honor to my son when you could have shown hate. When you had reason to show hate. This is honor. He gestures to the assembled warriors. Apache father, Siontede, they came when they heard. Word spread. The old white man who speaks our language, who saved our boy. They came to witness. To protect. Montage of the next week. Apache warriors standing guard in shifts, watching the horizon. Jed bringing water to the warriors, offering food. Martha cooking larger meals, feeding those who will accept. The boy slowly, painfully improving. Silent exchanges between Jed and various warriors. Nods, small gestures of respect. The boy's brother sitting vigil inside, thanking Martha in broken English. An elder Apache teaching Jed better pronunciation of their language. Martha and an Apache woman sharing quiet companionship, language barrier or not. For 7 days, 1,000 Apache warriors camped around that small ranch, not as enemies, not exactly as friends, but as witnesses to something rare. Day 8, honor given, the boy is well enough to travel. He can sit up, can walk with help. The wound is healing clean. His father and brother help him outside. He's thin, pale, but alive. The assembled warriors break their silence with a sound, not quite a cheer, but an acknowledgement, a sound of respect. The boy turns to Jed and Martha. He tries to speak in English. Apache boy you save. Thank you. He touches his chest, then extends his hand to Jed's chest, then to Martha's. Apache boy suanteed. In Apache, I will tell this story. Until I die, I will tell it. The father approaches Jed one last time. Apache father, you asked what you should learn from E&D. Now I ask, what have you taught me? J.D. surprised, I don't know that I taught you anything. Apache father, you taught me that some white men still have souls, that some still understand honor. This is not nothing. He removes something from his neck, a medicine pouch, clearly significant, and places it in Jed's hand. Apache father, so indeed, you gave my son his life. I cannot repay this, but I can give you safe passage. No Apache will harm you or your wife. This I swear. This we all swear. He raises his voice, speaking to the assembled warriors in Apache. They respond in unison, a pledge, an oath. The Apache depart. Not all at once, but in waves. It takes hours. The land slowly empties. Finally, only the father, his sons, and a handful of warriors remain. The father mounts his horse. He looks back at the old couple standing on their porch. Apache father, the war will continue. I cannot stop it. You cannot stop it. But here, he gestures to the ranch. Apache father, so indeed, here there was peace. Remember this. Tell others. Some will not believe, but tell them anyway. Jed, I will. I promise. The Apache ride away. Jed and Martha stand watching until they're just dust on the horizon. Later, inside, Martha is crying deep, wrenching sobs. Jed holds her. Martha, I thought I'd never stop hating them. After Daniel, I thought that hate would be with me until I died. J.D. and now, Martha, now I don't know what I feel. That boy, he wasn't the one who killed our son. Those warriors, they weren't the ones who burned our old place. But they could have been. And we could have let that boy die. And then we'd be just like the ones who killed Daniel. Just as much monsters. J.D., quietly, we did the right thing. Martha, I know. But Jed, it doesn't bring Daniel back. It doesn't stop the war. So what does it change? J.D., maybe nothing. Maybe everything. That boy will grow up. He'll tell his children what happened here. Maybe someday, that story will matter. Text appears on screen as we see the ranch, now empty, weathered. Jedediah Cooper died in 1887, age 87. Martha Cooper died 6 months later. They were never harmed by Apache raiders. The medicine pouch given to Jedediah was found among his possessions. It bore the mark of Victorio's band, one of the most feared Apache groups. The wounded boy's identity was never confirmed, but Apache oral histories speak of a warrior who lived to old age and who told a story about an old white man and woman who showed mercy when they had every reason not to. In 1882, when this event occurred, the Apache Wars had 3 more years to run. Thousands more would die on both sides. But in that one small place, for those few days, there was peace. The ranch still stands. Local Apaches and descendants of settlers visited occasionally. Some say it's sacred ground, not because of any dramatic battle, but because it's where 2 enemies saw each other as human. Present day, an elderly Apache man and an elderly white woman stand at the old ranch site. They're strangers to each other, but both have come to visit. Apache man, my grandfather told me this story. Said his grandfather was the boy who was saved. White woman surprised. My great-great-grandfather was Jedediah Cooper. I didn't know if the story was true. They look at each other, then at the ruins of the ranch. Apache man, it was true. The story lives. White woman, why do you think they did it? Your people, I mean. Sending 1,000 warriors to guard 2 old people. Apache man because honor demands honor, because mercy should be witnessed, because even in war, humanity matters. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out something, a small, ancient medicine pouch. Apache man Sunteed. My grandfather said this belonged to his father, the one who gave it to the old man. After the old man died, somehow it came back to us. We've kept it, passed it down. A reminder. White woman of what? Apache man that the right thing is still the right thing, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. They stand together in comfortable silence, looking at the land where 1,000 warriors once stood guard over an act of simple human kindness. In a time of war, one old man chose mercy. One father chose honor. And for a brief moment, the cycle of revenge was broken. Not ended, just broken. Sometimes, that's all we can do. And sometimes, that's enough. While this specific story has become part of frontier folklore, it reflects documented instances of honor codes between Apache warriors and settlers who showed respect or mercy. The Apache people had complex codes of honor, and acts of genuine kindness were often recognized and reciprocated, even during periods of intense conflict. The Apache Wars, 1849 to 1886, were marked by atrocities on both sides, but also by moments, rare but real, when individuals on both sides chose humanity over hatred. These stories deserve to be remembered alongside the violence, as reminders of what was possible even in the darkest times.